21.5 points per each game by nearly 2 touchdowns in that time. It is chilly. The blankets are here. New Mexico won the toss, and as they've done for every game under Danny Gonzalez, they elected to receive. So Elliot Nimrod handles the kickoff duties for the Aggies. We are at some elevation, over 4,700 feet above sea level. And a wise move.
That was not wise. Did the ball get out? Where the ball got to is where they'll mark it if he came out.
It looked like he was pausing to hold for a touchback. And he did come out.
Yeah, that's inexcusable, and you're also having help back there. You've got two returners. Look at, don't do it. Oh, shouldn't have turned your head. As soon as you turned your head, it's like telling your young child not to do something. You're guaranteed to do it.
Chad Alexander trying to help Luke Wysong. So a run on first down, and they get to the 7-yard line. They get 6. Papa John's starting lineups for New Mexico. We've told you about Justin Holiday, who gets the start. He was 8 of 16 when he started their last game against Fresno State. His head coach said that he's big, he's strong, he's hard to tackle, he can run. And Danny Gonzalez believes he can make the play-action game easier.
Well, you know he can throw it. Can he run the option?
Slings it off the hands of Andrew Erickson, the former walk-on, getting the start. Michael Anyanwu was closest to him. The rest of the starters for the Lobos include the return of C.J. James back from the knee injury at center.
And their best player on that line is probably J.C. Davis, the left tackle, and he will be tested today going against Byron Vaughns.
Nate Jones sidecar, 3rd and 4. New Mexico just 22%, second worst of the country on 3rd down. And the inside run yields little to the 8.5, and Hale Motuapuaka is there to silence him. He'll be short.
So you combine that mistake on the kickoff return with not getting a first down, you now will almost guaranteed to give up some form of points if you're New Mexico. Utah State's going to have amazing field position to attack, and look for them to be very aggressive just from the jump.
Aaron Rodriguez on the punt. Gets this off cleanly. Bad punt. Does take a roll for the Lobos. And they can only will it to the 43. Randy, what are your keys today?
Well, for New Mexico, it's simple. It's called the end zone. They haven't scored a touchdown in quite some time. They've got to start doing that again. For their defense, get them off the field, and they've got to get Utah State off the field. Like Tyler time for Utah State, that's running the ball and running your offense the way you do it. This is one of the fastest pace teams in America. They run a play every 23 seconds. And for defense, stay in man coverage, and you're going to be able to pressure this young quarterback.
Calvin Tyler leads the team by a lot in carries and yardage, on pace to be their first 1,000-yard rusher in 4 years. Blitz shown, inside run, trying to squeeze on through, but Tyler gets dragged down by Cody Moon as he picks up 5. Our Papa John starting lineup: Cooper Lega, 5 passing touchdowns, 5 picks. What stands out to you?
Well, he's going to see a defense, John, that's going to give him a lot of good looks inside to run the ball. It will look like the run is very available. For instance, right now, 6 people in the box. That means run.
Play action. Lega taking a shot wide open. Caught in stride. Terrell Vaughn. Touchdown Aggies. 38 yards as they connect on 2nd down. And less than 2 minutes in, Utah State has a lead.
You've shown early you're willing to spread things out. You're open in here, but that means man coverage on the outside. And when you get man coverage like that and you don't get help inside, you saw the safety stepping up towards the run. Safety steps up. Ball goes over the top. There's no help and no coverage. Easy touchdown.
Connor Coles for the point after. He's been perfect on the year. And Coles converts. The quick strike offense of Utah State. And Terrell Vaughn, the JUCO transfer, wide open. Streaks for 38 at 6.
To all those who never give a second thought to being the first ones in, thank you. ServPro, proud supporter of our nation's first responders.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5, which is helpful if you struggle with decision making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic.
Jeez.
Ironic. Edelman's struggling with reception.
2 things I hate dropping: balls and calls.
Well, you need a better network. And Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30 a line.
Verizon for $30?
Yeah, it's their best unlimited price ever.
I'm switching now.
And getting the network you want for $30?
Touchdown!
Touchdown!
Everyone can get Verizon for just $30 a line. And now's the time to switch, because you'll get up to $960. Only on the network America relies on. Verizon.
Make this worth your while, Peloton.
All the classes and endless motivation that fits your schedule to keep you coming back. Time.
Drive! Come on!
And time.
Keep it up!
And time again.
Almost there, let's finish strong.
That's why 91% of households that join Peloton are still active 12 months later. Motivation that moves you. Rent the Peloton Bike or Bike Plus. Terms apply.
Let me be direct. Some people are paying more than double for teeth straightening with Invisalign. With Smile Direct Club, you get a doctor-directed smile you love for 60% less. That's a lot less. Like a lot. Choose Smile, choose Direct.
Smile Direct Club. To all those who never give a second thought to being the first ones in, thank you. ServPro, proud supporter of our nation's first responders.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by The Home Depot. How doers get more done. By Ram Trucks. Built to serve. And by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
Utah State legend Merlin Olsen, the namesake of the field, the greatest football player in program history. Touchdown Terrell Vaughn as this year's Aggies ahead right out of the gate. Fun fact, by the way, about that statue. He is facing his childhood home just 2 miles from the stadium. His dad, a professor here, when he played at Logan High School. And a wiser decision this time by Luke Wysong as we revisit the touchdown.
Yeah, well, here's Vaughn right here. Now watch the coordination between this defensive back here and this defensive back here, or lack of coordination. That's why this is an easy touchdown from the jump. I say coordination is kind of being nice. There was no communication between those two DBs.
Yeah. So a personal foul penalty, apparently. We apologize if you're also having issues understanding our referee, Jonathan Noli. So that'll aid New Mexico here with Nate Jones against sidecar to Justin Holiday. And excellent field position on this go-around from the 40. Off the fake, man in his face, and behind his target in Andrew Erickson. A flush Justin Holiday lost his balance as he threw. That's something we saw a lot in pregame, Randy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of wide throws. He's got a sidearm release, and he was getting some quick pressure.
And they go split backfield here. Chad Alexander alongside Nate Jones. And movement up front. Flags fly.
Now you're sitting at home. I know it looks like both sides move, but when the defense moves like that, the offense it's incumbent upon them to reach out and touch someone. Once they touch them, it's offsides.
Offside, defense, number 8. Contact with the offense, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Motua Puaka, who's one of the veterans on the inside, they are down, according to DCE from Banda, to basically 3.5 defensive tackles.
Good pressure inside from Motua Puaka. Look for him to do that all day.
Inside run, not much there for Nate Jones. He gets bobbled up right at midfield. He's able to get nothing as Vakauta stymies him there. Defense for the Aggies. They can get a lot of pressure. They are one of the top tackle for loss teams in the country, just outside the top 25, number 2 in the Mountain West.
Yeah, and Motua Puaka had that offside, and then the next play, he made a great play coming off a double team for no gain.
Now they are without MJ Tafisi, their second leading tackler, and their top TFL man on the year. He is out with a stinger suffered against Wyoming. On 3rd and 5, play fake, keeper dragged down fiercely. There he is again. It'll be a loss of 1. Hale Motua Puaka rips on in and rips him down, a loss of a yard.
Well, it's Motua Puaka, and right there in Vaughn's, the defensive end. Watch him high-low on this play. Vaughn squeezes the play. Motua Puaka gets it from the inside. Man, that's some good defense. That is nice, aggressive defense. One of the better tackles for loss teams in the country.
Clean snap. And the punt off for Rodriguez. Cooper Jones, fair catch. Brings it in south of the 15. Now we'll step aside. Lobos, another empty possession. Aggies back to offense.
You're helping her study for a geography test. When a burger with steak, butter, and bacon sounds like the best, she's about to find out you can't read a map. Hey, Sonic steak, butter, bacon, cheeseburger.
Sonic. To all those who never give a second thought to being the first ones in, thank you. ServPro, proud supporter of our nation's first responders.
Give it up for the big hurt, Frank Thomas. Congratulations, Frank.
Hey, Andy, Doug, you guys look great.
Hey, I feel great, too. Ever since you told me about Nugenix Total T, I'm crushing my workouts.
Thanks to Nugenix, I got more energy, more stamina, feeling years younger.
From the brand that brought you GNC's #1 vitality product and product of the year, new Nugenix Total T is our most powerful man-boosting formula ever because it boosts your free testosterone and your total testosterone. To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text GO to 231-231.
I like the competitive edge Nugenix gives me. Hey, me too. Guys over 40, you need Nugenix Total T, and she'll like it too.
Text GO to 231-231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. That's GO to 231-231.
If you spent time on base at Camp Lejeune prior to 1988 and developed any of these cancers or suffered any of these injuries, you may be eligible for significant financial compensation.
Leaking underground tanks contaminated the drinking water with benzene and other highly carcinogenic chemicals.
There have been numerous reported cases of exposed personnel developing cancer and other serious health conditions. Call Camp Lejeune victims to discuss your case now.
800-331-8763.
And now it's time to do Project Smarter, brought to you by the Home Depot, the tackle machine, the Lobo, A.J. Halsey of New Mexico.
An amazing game. You get over 20 tackles in a game. I'm kind of half surprised you don't show up the next week wearing an old school neck roll after that many collisions in a game. That's the kind of run support you want out of your short safeties like that, filling in.
24 tackles against Fresno State. Danny Gonzalez criticized his own defensive line and said no safety should have that many, but in Halsey's defense pointed out on tape review, 14 of those tackles came within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. Blitz shown. Laga into the belly of Tyler, trying to probe, and there is nothing there. He gets smashed by Rico Hanna and Halsey. He's going to lose 4 yards. And here's a look at the rest of the offense. They're led by their left tackle up front, Alfred Edwards. Today his 49th start. His OC Anthony Tucker called him the old guy on the line.
Look at all the receivers, almost out of bounds.
That bunch formation serves as a few blockers and a wrestle out of bounds for Cobbs. He's able to get 6. Taken down by Rico Hanna. Lobos' defense is coordinated by Rocky Long. It's 3rd down and 7. They show blitz. Checking down Laga. Lobs long shot and incomplete. Overshot everybody. There were 2 Lobos closest to it, Ronald Wilson and A.J. Odoms.
Yeah, pay close attention to the formations when Utah State gets back on offense. More than anybody else in the country, really. I don't see too many teams do this. They'll put receivers within 2, maybe 3 yards of the sideline, and they don't mind putting 2 or 3 receivers that close to the sideline.
He spread the full width of the field. Stephen Constantly, excellent punter. 2 outstanding punters in this game on the year. Solid hang time, but Wysong, the late fair catch wave, brings it in at around his 33-yard line. We'll step aside. The Lobos back to the field. A 7-0 Aggie lead.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5, which is helpful if you struggle with decision making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic. Let's dive in.
What about your back?
It's fine!
Advil Dual Action fights pain 2 ways. Advil targets pain at the source. Acetaminophen blocks pain signals. Advil Dual Action.
Out here, you're more than just a landowner. You're a gardener, a landscaper, a hunter. Because you didn't settle for ordinary. Same goes for your equipment. Versatile, powerful, durable Kubota equipment. More goes into it, so you get more out of it.
I'm attorney George Sink. When I was in the Marines, I served 2 tours in Vietnam and was stationed at Camp Lejeune.
Over 1 million people at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 may have been exposed to toxic substances in the water supply on base.
For years, our law firm has helped disabled veterans get all the money they deserve. If you or a loved one were affected by the toxic water at Camp Lejeune, call us now at 800-900-3737 or visit us at disabledvets.com.
Aw, I love to have one of my own someday.
Thanks. She's 9 months. Say hi.
Oh, I was talking about your USAA bumper sticker. I tried everything to get a membership.
Yeah. My dad served in the Marines. He passed membership down to me. I'll pass it to her.
Wow. That's a lucky kid. Who's he?
That's Grunk.
Oh, the I'm Special guy.
USAA. It's for the military community and their families.
The host Aggies of Utah State, a 7-0 lead on New Mexico. Tonight, 11 Eastern. Feast your eyes on the most thrill-seeking 8 seconds in sports. The world's best bull riders join forces in Vegas, a competition like no other. 8 teams, 3 days, a $750,000 cash prize on the line. See which team will be crowned the first ever PBR Team Series champion right here on CBS Sports Network. Another go for Justin Holiday and company. The first couple of possessions, just 7 total yards of offense for Danny Gonzalez's team that hasn't scored a touchdown in 11 quarters and counting. It was the opening quarter against Wyoming. The sweep look. And Bobby Wooden, who has more rushes than receptions as a receiver this year, gets a little more than 5. Patrick Joyner Jr., Ike Larson, part of the pair to take him down.
That's got to be a pretty good idea for this offense. I don't know how much they're going to be able to muscle up inside. We've seen some very, very strong action out of Utah State inside. See if you can outflank them. Look at this formation.
Those are 2 tailbacks in a very tight eye.
Pistol power eye.
Nate Jones, the primary tail, and they sniff that out. There's Joyner right at the point of attack, a couple to the 41-yard line. Well, the Lobos running a paramount concern. Danny Gonzalez told us that his biggest keys on offense for this game were you got to establish the run, take select vertical shots. It said we would see more triple option and maybe some bootleg game.
Yeah, with Motua Poako inside playing the way he is, they're going to have a hard time running between their guards.
Third down and a long 3. Motion from Trey Hall. On the roll. And that's well short of Bobby Wooden. And so the punt unit back out. And what are you seeing in Holiday, who had throws of that ilk a lot in warmups?
Well, he's a young quarterback, obviously. He's only played a year of, college football. Junior college football in that. He looks a little bit nervous still. He's still finding his way. He needs some confident passes, and I don't blame, him for not being too confident right now. His offensive coordinator, Heath Ridenour, has got to find a way to do it.
Bit of a high snap. Rodriguez just gets that off. Cooper Jones loses it. Scoops it up at the 30. Gets a block. And gets to around the 38. Well, we'll step aside. A touchdown affair. The Aggies have shown explosion in the early stage.
This the biggest bounce of the summer.
Hey, if you come in and come down, play. If you feel too shy, then watch for me. Watch for me.
Shake it. This the biggest bounce of the summer. If you ain't coming, that's a bummer. Watch for me. This the biggest bounce of the summer.
We're turning up the tailgate with a Twisted Tea drop. We're surprising real Twisted Tea fans who love the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea with a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
The Solo Stove Bonfire is the hottest new reason to get outside. With its signature 360 airflow design, firewood gets just the right amount of oxygen. And since it's easy to light, it gets going fast. It's America's favorite smokeless fire pit for a reason. Bonfire is made for when those good moments become lasting memories. Save $10 using promo code TV10 at solostove.com.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5, which is helpful if you struggle with decision making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic. I earned 5% cash back on travel purchase through Chase with Chase Freedom Unlimited. Earn 5% on our cabin. Hello, cash back.
Hello, Kevin Hart.
Earn big time with Chase Freedom Unlimited with no annual fee. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
7-0 Utah State with the lead on New Mexico. These are two teams that have coaching staffs with incredible overlap. In 1999, Blake Anderson got his first big crack in Division I football, joining the staff alongside G.A. Danny Gonzalez and Rocky Long. He called it the biggest break that he's had in coaching. And he refers to Rocky Long as his football dad. Now, both Anderson and Gonzalez incredibly close to one another. Lagan Company from their own 38. Checking down on the roll. And helped out of bounds by Syer Riley. He's able to get about 2.5.
That's a good example, John, of what we talked about you get when you get Laga back. And, Rocky Long, the defensive coordinator for New Mexico, has to know that that running element is something that has back at the Utah State's disposal with Laga back.
Laga Dragged down. Excellent coverage by Cody Moon, and now flags. He had lost 9.
Horse collar tackle.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense, number 58. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
And really, really nice defensive play. Bad choice of hands as far as where he gets them. Right there on the back of the jersey, yanks him down from behind. That's a pretty classic definition of a horse collar tackle, and it's something that over the last
we're hot
3 or 4 years they've really tried to get out of the game, and they'll call that in a heartbeat.
So the Aggies aided by penalty. Now from the 45. Motion from Vaughn, who's got the touchdown. The run by Tyler cuts it upfield. Deion Hunter latches onto his back. Brings him down around the 39-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6.
And with this offensive line sort of back together and solid, look how much room it looks like there is inside. They're really spread.
And there is Moon again, piercing into the backfield. Drags Tyler down, no gain. Now Moon just this week named to the Burlsworth Trophy nominee list for a second straight year, the former walk-on. That award goes to the most outstanding former walk-on who arrived at his college with no financial aid, scholarship or otherwise, and has since earned a scholarship.
And Burlsworth, the at this point very famous, or the late Arkansas Razorback, who went there as a walk-on.
Blitz is on. Laga, well-timed, and the stretch to the sticks. Nana Davis, Ronald Wilson makes the hit. They're able to get 4 first down.
You think that's very distracting when there's a linebacker blitzing, flying in your face? And Lagas, he can't even step into that throw, but he delivers it perfectly.
How wide Utah State spreads the field, truly unique. Rocky Long, D.C. for the Lobos pointed out other teams do it at times. Nobody does it as often or as well. That was nearly picked off. Tight window, A.J. Odom's in the area. Catch made by Cobbs to get 6.
Excellent timing when the defender arrives at the exact same time the ball is, but even better when the receiver can bring the ball in.
2nd and 4. Subtle play fake. Laga. And receiver turns DB. Nana Davis. Incomplete. Now in this formation, near left, bottom of the screen, will be Justin McGriff, who is a giant target that Utah State told us this week they would like to get going a bit on that left side.
Well, he's 6'6", which only makes him stand out more when he's that far away from the rest of the offense. You have no choice. I mean, when they're spread out like that, it's got to be man.
It's a softer coverage against him. Blitz shown up the gut. They bring 4. Laga, pocket eroding. Slips out of the first hit. And a wise move to get down. He's able to slide. It looks like just short of the marker.
And don't be surprised if they're aggressive and they just go ahead and go for it here. Not a real big surprise.
They're going to bring on an extra tight end, Josh Sturzer.
How about that sort of body strength you saw out of Laga getting grabbed and then just kind of shrugging out of that tackle? One of the many sports this young man has played, wrestling. He shrugged off like a wrestler.
4th down and a yard. A couple of state titles in his wrestling days. And the inside run for Calvin Tyler. His push, it looks like, has it. This will be close and probably needs a measurement.
It's marked right at the 25-yard line. I think it's going to be first down.
Yeah, they're just going to move the chains. So now the Aggies at the 25. Each of these teams coming off a bye, Randy, and when we asked Blake Anderson of Utah State, what did you learn self-scouting, he thought that they needed to be a little more creative offensively.
A little too conservative, which is hard to think of when you see all these wild, spread-out offense.
Oh, and the subtle hiding of Tyler behind the big bodies. They pave a path to the 22. He's able to get 3. Jarek Reed, the second, sticks him there. Now Reed, the starting Wolf, is part of this 3-3-5. 5 men in the secondary. Many have been freshmen in recent weeks.
Cobb's at the top of the screen, their best receiver. their touchdown guy is up there by himself. That looks like man coverage up there if Laga wants to attack it.
He's matched up against A.J. Odoms. Laga. End zone, too long for Vaughn. That was Ronald Wilson in coverage.
Yeah, he had Vaughn and Cobbs over there. Cobb checks up after about 5-10 yards, and Vaughn just keeps on going. They take that shot down the field. Both receivers, they each had man. There's that 3-receiver set again, John.
3rd down and 7, and they motion Tyler out as a wideout and go empty.
How about a diamond? How about 4?
And Laga keeps. And a flag out. Laga gets smashed down at around the 7, but the flag is down at around the 28. A.J. Halsey
holding.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Halsey had that first hit, but the hold goes on the veteran left tackle, Alfred Edwards.
6'7", 325 at left tackle. You get that left hand sort of grabbing around on the shoulder. When you see a defender twist like that, it's a pretty easy tell for an official that somebody's been grabbed. And Edwards didn't grab him long, but he definitely grabbed him.
Well, 3rd down and 17. Tyler is wide again. He's on the bottom of the screen, way out left. Motion to tight end into the backfield, and Sturzer is a wing. Blitz is on. Laga flips it out to Sturzer. Ankle grab. Oh, and the second man in smashes him down after 7. And now the kicking unit led by Connor Coles, who's hit from as long as 52 on his career, 50 this season. This will be a 41-yard try.
You can hurry on offense. No reason to hurry here. Make sure your formation and protection is right. Make sure the holder is ready. The kicker is ready. This is where the offensive side of the ball slows down for a field goal.
41-yard attempt to make it a 2-score game. And Coles missed it wide right. Only his 3rd miss of the season. And that is going with an admittedly swirling wind, but the ball has been truer right to left than the opposite.
Yeah, right to left, the ball's carrying pretty good. Left to right, you're seeing the wind hold it up pretty good. But you'll be able to tell from the flight of this ball. Right here, watch the effect, just sort of the push it puts on it.
Split backfield. Holiday shrugs off the hit. He's got space to run. Sprints out of bounds and gets a 1st down.
This young man played at Lemoore High School and outside of Fresno, went to Fresno City College. Very much a throwing type quarterback. Comes here to New Mexico, and now he's running an offense that has a lot of option to it. But after a scramble like this, he kind of reverts to his roots, and he's able to use those legs.
Picks up 23 yards. And throws this one behind Trey Hall. He has to come back to grab it. Brings it back at the line of scrimmage. There is just no rhythm to this New Mexico offense.
That and the ball's kind of dying in the wind. You notice that throw out there. It started about chest high. By the time it got to the receiver, it was down around his ankles.
There are a lot of bodies right up near the line of scrimmage in that Aggie defense. 2nd and 10. Holiday on that triple option trying to keep. And inside Tavian Coleman swallows him up at midfield. He gets 3.
Yeah, not an easy thing to start with, not being a quarterback who's used to the option offense, but now you add the fact that these Utah State defensive ends, who's usually reading, are going to give him different looks. They're going to be aggressive in charge. They're going to sit back. So they're going to challenge him to get his reads together.
Aggies called timeout. We'll take one as well.
Jeez.
Ironic. Edelman's struggling with reception.
2 things I hate dropping: balls and calls.
Well, you need a better network. And Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30 a line.
Verizon for $30?
Yeah, it's their best unlimited price ever.
I'm switching now.
And getting the network you want for $30?
Touchdown!
Touchdown!
Everyone can get Verizon for just $30 a line. And now's the time to switch, because you'll get up to $960. Only on the network America relies on. Verizon.
Aggies have the lead and just called the first time out of the game, freezing the clock at 2:20 with 3rd and 7 facing New Mexico. And they go shotgun single back with a tight end trips left. Most productive drive so far off a play fake. Holiday steps into it. Caught! Luke Wysong. His favorite target, Luke Marion, helps him out of play. They get nearly 20 to the 32.
Actually, a little bit of bounce to this young quarterback, Holiday, on that play. He drops back. He's able to see his receiver. He steps into the throw. Gets a little whack for it, but he puts that thing right on the money.
Extra tight end on the wing, Connor Withoft. Receiver motion and flags and whistles. Referee John Noli has been somewhat busy early.
Well, some changes up front, John. C.J. James, who they were excited about being back at center, is lining up at right
Play
guard.
game. Defense using disconcerting signals to draw the offense off. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
How very 2021-22. What did they do? Well, they were very disconcerting. That's basically being there, saying hut, yelling numbers, yelling. I mean, that's they've made that illegal over the last couple of years. They've started to really enforce that.
Yeah, so it does look like now on 1st and 5. Play fake, Holiday, one-on-one sideline, incomplete. And looking for Cade Zimmerman. He was matched up with Michael Nyanwu. Aggies are down some men on defense today, Randy. Gervin Hall Jr., starting safety, suspended. Ajani Carter is out for injury, might be out for the year, had a foot injury against Wyoming. And no MJ Tafisi, their second leading tackler and their top tackle for loss man, transfer from Washington.
Yeah, Tafisi, too, is just, he's a typical just linebacker type. And one of those real spirited guys you miss when he's out.
Hard cadence. Inside run, Nate Jones stumbles through the first hit, absorbs the second. It's the third that drops him. He gets all the way to the 16 and picks up 11. Hunter Reynolds, the third hitter, finally tamed it.
Sometimes a stumble gives you leverage. Watch him coming out of the backfield. He stumbles, but because he's stumbling, he gets low, and the safety comes up to hit him. And by the time the safety gets there, running back's got the low man wins.
They go back to the same spot. He bounces it outside. Spin move on the first man. That was Dom Tatum. Able to pick up a little more than 2.
Yeah, this New Mexico football team gets into the red zone way, way, way too many field goals. One of the worst teams in the country as far as getting in the red zone and getting a chance to score a touchdown. Had plenty of opportunity last week against Fresno State and weren't able to cash it in, especially early. They get in the red zone against a team like Utah State, they can't settle for field goals. You don't win a place like this against Utah State kicking field goals.
Holiday out of the gun. Beckon Zimmerman. Jones swarmed by Aggies. Gets no gain.
Timeout. Utah State, they're second. It'll be 30 seconds.
What are your thoughts on that timeout? 36 seconds left.
Well, probably a personnel thing. You know, they need to get different personnel on the field, especially after that run. Sets up 3rd and long. Now you can eat. If you're a defense and you're Banda, the defensive coordinator for Utah State, now's when you can really attack.
New Mexico hasn't tasted a touchdown since the Wyoming game on October the 8th. It was the opening quarter. They got a couple of scores in that game. They had early leads, lost 14-0 against Wyoming, 17-0 against UNLV. Lost each of those games. Not a single TD since.
And part of it's been injuries, and they've been another one of those teams. We talked about the injuries here at Utah State. New Mexico has had their quarterbacks have stayed hurt.
And New Mexico, 47 different starters this year. By far the most in the FBS. Motion from Wysong. Off the pump. Holiday, right side, knocked down, incomplete. What a battle between Elijah Queen, the 6'5", 230 tight end, as he was matched up with the striker, Kaleo Nevis.
Nice play action pump by Holiday. They don't take it. Watch Queen fight for the ball, though. There's concentration. I mean, excellent defense. You're in the perfect spot. But Queen never gave up on that ball until it actually hit the ground.
So Luke Drzwicki on to attempt the field goal. A little more than 30. He has hit 6 straight field goal tries. And Drzwicki on the road converts. So the touchdown drought continues. Lobos do get points near the end of the opening quarter. It's 7-3.
It was the beginning of time when Sky Woman fell from the sky onto the turtle's back. For the Haudenosaunee, the creator's game is not only a game, but an act of healing, unity, and conflict resolution. From Olympic gold medalist Jim Thorpe to Reinaldi Basenti, sports thread healing and wellness among our people and connect us to the natural world. We join CBS Sports in celebrating Indigenous athletes of the past, present, and future.
Back at Maverick Stadium, 7-3. Utah State the lead, about to get the ball back.
I've heard of blue cheese, but...
Yeah, that is a different kind of wedge. The football pure term has been eliminated
from
the game.
We join CBS Sports in celebrating Indigenous athletes of the past, present, and future.
Terrell Vaughn, who has the... Back at Maverick Stadium, 7-3. Utah State the lead, about to get the ball back.
I've heard of blue cheese, but...
Yeah, that is a different kind of wedge. The football pure term has been eliminated from the game, and blue cheese is hanging around. Terrell Vaughn, who has the touchdown receiving, also has a kick return touchdown. That was a 100-yarder against Weber State, the early stage of September. George Steinkamp is the long field goal man and handles kickoff duties for the Lobos. And that wilts some of the wind. Vaughn from his 10. Aggies armed with one timeout. Vaughn gets smashed south of the 40. Still wills a path to the 40. 16 seconds. Catch the Lobos same time next Saturday as they close out their road trip at Falcon Stadium against Air Force. Kickoff begins at 3:30 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. Falcons bested Army today on CBS, and they have cemented the CIC, the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. First time since 2016. No Academy, Randy, has won more.
Yep. 13-7 they won today. Army had an early 7-3 lead, but Troy Calhoun and company kept pounding the rock and came back and won.
So Laga slings it out to Vaughn. Vaughn, a few blocks, gets out of bounds, 11 seconds. Aggies have one timeout. They get 5 yards. A.J. Halsey helped him out of play.
Another testament to the spread out nature of this offense. You can throw a little pass that looks like a 1 or 2 yard play that turns into a 5-yard play because there's not that many defenders on that side of the field.
The freshman Robert Briggs in the backfield. Blitz is on. Pressure, and Laga sacked. Ian Schul swoops in and drops him for a loss of 7.
That's the end of the first quarter. Timeout.
So the first quarter comes to a close as Schul gets the sack. Rocky Long's defense can bring pressure from anywhere. And it arrives home to tame the QB.
This Friday, it's Red, White, and Hoops.
Breakaway jam! 4 teams putting it all on the line in search of victory.
The Veterans Classic tips off on CBS Sports Network.
On A Confrontational Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Oh, what's up, guys?
We want to talk to you about State not making the playoff.
Yeah, tough season, but I'm fine.
That's just it. You're not taking it hard enough.
What? I'm upset.
Why haven't you posted one insane rant on the message boards?
I keep reliving the Southern game over and over.
It's just a game. A bunch of kids with the ball. Put down that Dr. Pepper. Maybe there's more to life.
He's lost it!
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
They say you eat with your eyes first, so here's a good look at our new thick and fluffy French toast. Artisan challah dipped in vanilla cinnamon batter. French toast the way it's meant to be. Try all 3 flavors, only at IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every purchase.
I'm going to earn 3% on dining, including takeout with Chase Freedom Unlimited. That's a lot of cash back. Are you going to stop me? I'm almost there. Too late. Boom. Earn big time with Chase Freedom Unlimited with no annual fee. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Look like there's a flag.
Mike, I can't keep up with you. You're racing around like you're 10 years younger. How do you stay in such great shape?
Nugenix Total T, Ed, helps me stay leaner, stronger, and gets me back to the energy and stamina I had when I was younger.
How'd you hear about Nugenix?
You kidding? You haven't seen Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie talk about it? Minimum 40, get Nugenix Total T and get back on your game.
Tell him to send a text. Send a text.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text BOLD to 231231. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically validated to help increase free testosterone levels so you can trim up and stay lean.
Hey, Raph, aren't you forgetting something?
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text BOLD to 231231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free.
If you spent time on base at Camp Lejeune prior to 1988 and developed any of these cancers or suffered any of these injuries, you may be eligible for significant financial compensation.
Leaking underground tanks contaminated the drinking water with benzene and other highly carcinogenic chemicals.
There have been numerous reported cases of exposed personnel developing cancer and other serious health conditions. Call Camp Lejeune victims to discuss your case now.
800-331-8763.
Aggies a 7-3 lead. Big sack for the Lobo defense.
Yeah, look at this defense and how they're going to come. They show 3 blitzers. And they all come, but they had it picked up initially. But Shewell comes off there and gets himself a nice little play just with the persistence fighting through a block.
Empty 5 wide. Blitz shown by Ray Leutele, who is back from injury. He's stymied on the left side. Laga on 3rd and 12. And he takes the hit, dropped south of the 45 by Bryce Santana. Ooh, gets about 7.
44, Hannah put a pretty good shot on Laga. That's one thing you expect out of a veteran quarterback like that. It's one thing to fight for an extra yard or so. It's another to not get down and take an unnecessary hit. That might have been an unnecessary shot he took from Hannah.
Constantly to punt. Sends this one low. Wysong makes contact with an Aggie. And it'll be marked down.
Made contact about the 25, John, so big difference.
Some people like to talk into microphones. We prefer dropping them. The MDX Type S, a new era of premium performance.
Make this worth your while, Peloton.
All the classes,
and endless motivation that fits your schedule to keep you coming back. Time.
Drive! Come on!
And time.
Keep it up!
And time again.
Almost there, let's finish strong.
That's why 91% of households that join Peloton are still active 12 months later. Motivation that moves you. Rent the Peloton Bike or Bike Plus. Terms apply.
Oh, when my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. But it's easy to satisfy with large one-topping carry-out pizzas for just $8.99 each. And I'll eat a slice on the ride home. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it.
I earn 5% cash back on travel purchased through Chase with Chase Freedom Unlimited. Earn 5% on our cabin. Hello, cash back!
Hello, Kevin Hart.
Earn big time with Chase Freedom Unlimited with no annual fee. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Back in Logan, Utah, 7-3 Utah State. Former Aggies football player Patrick Maddox last week filed a federal lawsuit against Utah State and coach Blake Anderson, claiming he experienced retaliation and harassment from the team. Maddox had released recordings of Anderson and a police chief making derogatory comments about sexual assault victims during meetings last year. Maddox said he did so to aid a friend in her lawsuit against the school for mishandling her allegation of rape by a football player in 2019. Anderson apologized publicly for his remarks, but Maddox said afterwards he was threatened and faced a hostile environment, ultimately had to quit the team. The lawsuit, the latest claim against the university, which the U.S. Justice Department found in 2020 to have repeatedly mishandled sexual assault allegations, especially those involving football players. Anderson responded to Maddox's lawsuit saying, quote, "The truth will ultimately come out," unquote, and he would vigorously defend himself against false and out-of-context statements. Utah State added that, quote, "Lawsuits may contain unsubstantiated statements," unquote. Lobos, the inside run for Jones. Pinballs off the first hit. Second man brings him down around the 34. Sione Moa couldn't make the clean tackle, so he's able to pick up 8.
Oh, another positive offensive play for New Mexico. Had to settle for a field goal before, has gotten some help through penalty, but getting a chance between the tackles to get some yards and break some tackles.
Extra blocker in the backfield. Wysong in motion. And Jones has no space to work with. He'll lose a yard. Daniel Greshik, part of the pressure there. They have not been whole at that end position for some time. Today they have Joyner, Greshik, and Byron Vaughns all rotating heavily at end.
And just sort of a back at you touche. New Mexico is playing a little different combination too up at the offensive line.
They need 2 for a first. Keeper. And he's got it. Justin Holiday moves the chains. Ike Larson took him down. He gets 4.
Take a look at C.J. Williams lining up. Plays a little center too, but he's at right guard on this play. Does a nice job spinning out, getting that block that seals that corner, enables his quarterback to get himself a first down. Yeah, with C.J. James, by the way.
Holiday changing things up here. On the roll. Cuts it upfield. Holiday. Tumbles down at the 43. He's able to pick up 18 and move the chains. Ike Larson in fast pursuit.
Yeah, this young man's giving this offense a little sizzle, giving it a little spark. Kind of an ad-lib time there. Doesn't get knocked down, kind of falls down, but still great positive yards and plenty of those plays now the last couple possessions for New Mexico.
He's had rushes of 23 and 18. Inside run, big hole for Jones. Gets undercut by Larson, the field safety. Nearly 10, tripped up at the 35. He'll be shy by a yard.
And they're running pretty effectively inside. Talked about the job that C.J. James is doing at right guard, and that
Couta, part of corralling him there.
You know, the New Mexico offensive coordinator, Heath Ridnour, talked about with this young quarterback, Justin Holiday,
Johnny
he hadn't run the option, so they would start every day with 300 or 400 yards.
Last three, all significant starters. And Safisi figured to match up well against this kind of offense.
Or you're pitching to the. It's something
First down, Holiday.
It's got to become a muscle
Thought
memory
about pitching
kind of
it,
reaction.
keeps it, gets
doesn't
an
look
extra
completely
yard, perhaps.
natural. But he obviously has a lot of talent to run with the ball.
Part of corralling him there.
You know, the New Mexico offensive coordinator, Heath Ridnour, talked about with this young quarterback, Justin Holiday. He hadn't run the option, so they would start every day with 300 or 400 yards.
Cut him down after 3. It'll be third and a yard.
And reactions.
Some pretty good business
giving
there.
or you're pitching to the. It's something it's got to become a muscle memory kind of reaction.
Is this already a
doesn't look
four-down
completely natural
area?
But he obviously has a lot of talent to run
absolutely.
with the ball. It's absolutely
four-down
from
area.
You don't need another field goal. You need
Alexander,
to keep this going.
Running back,
get in the red zone
gets the
and
ball.
get a touchdown.
Following the big body, Nate Will Jones is tight end. He's going to be back here. Hunter Reynolds
New Mexico.
Cut him down after 3. It'll be third and a yard. Don't like the look. They call timeout.
Some pretty good business Danny Gonzalez sprinting down the sideline to get to the official to call that timeout.
Area. Is this already a four-down? O.J. Bartley area. Are you thinking that? Like a Bears Fridge Perry set up as a bulldozing fullback.
Field goal. You need to keep this going, get in the red zone, and get a touchdown. At this point, when your offense is having the struggles that it's having,
deep back here.
I
would imagine there's not much they wouldn't try.
The Lobos don't like Bartley listed at 6'2", 265, and I feel like that's underselling it. Is a backup nose tackle on the defense who was thrust out there and O.J. Bartley, goal line type look, needing a yard like a Bears Fridge Perry set up as a bulldozing fullback. It looks like instead Connor Whithoff
at this point when your offense is having the struggles that it's having, I would imagine there's not much they wouldn't try.
Bartley listed at 6'2", 265, and I feel like that's underselling him, is a backup nose tackle on the defense who was thrust out there in essentially a goal line type look, needing a yard for a first. It looks like instead Connor Whithoff will serve in that role. Oh, and they're going to have Bartley.
Yeah, Bartley's still in there.
The shades of the old Nebraska Cornhuskers here with this ultimate power eye. Could Holiday just keep?
When in doubt, follow the fullback.
It's Jones. Oh, he's got a ton of space. Not just the first down. He is out of bounds. A touchdown. 24 yards. He gets the TD.
The near side official wasn't completely convincing with the arms up signal, but follow that fullback, that power run they're expecting inside. James bounces outside, inside the cone with the ball and the feet. That's a touchdown.
And the long touchdown drought is over. The prior TD had come October 8th against Wyoming, and out of the power eye needing a yard for a first down, they get the TD.
A month between touchdowns. Don't advise it.
Low snap that was bobbled. Rodriguez able to settle it, and the kick good for Drizwicki.
Beautiful job up front blocking. Nice job by James, just squirting right inside that up that cone.
When Joe Biden ran for president, Evan McMullin campaigned for him.
I plan to cast my vote for Joe.
When Biden picked a radical judge for Supreme Court, McMullin praised her nomination. When Senate Democrats pushed to weaken the filibuster, he was on board for that, too. And even after Biden wasted trillions, McMullin says,
do we need to raise the debt limit? Yes, we do.
If you want to stop Biden, don't send a Biden-backing leftist to the Senate. Crypto Freedom PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hello, welcome to T-Town. Like men over 40 everywhere. These guys experience a drop in testosterone. Don't worry, it happens to all of us. Some guys took my advice about how to boost their testosterone, and some didn't. This guy got the message loud and clear.
That's right, Nugenics Total T.
Nugenix Total T is the unique man-boosting formula powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient, clinically researched to boost free testosterone, to help you feel stronger, leaner, with more muscle and drive. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone brand at GNC, but you can only get your complimentary bottle by texting SECURE to 231231.
Thanks. It'll make you feel like a new man. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text SECURE to 231231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free.
If you spent time on base at Camp Lejeune prior to 1988 and developed any of these cancers or suffered any of these injuries, you may be eligible for significant financial compensation.
Leaking underground tanks contaminated the drinking water with benzene and other highly carcinogenic chemicals.
There have been numerous reported cases of exposed personnel developing cancer and other serious health conditions. Call Camp Lejeune victims to discuss your case now.
800-324-1587.
Brent Stover in New York, the SEC on CBS. Georgia's defense sets out with a short field. Stetson Bennett, 37-yard touchdown strike. Ladd McConkey, end of one. Georgia 14-3, and they've got the ball first and goal at the Tennessee 5. Guys?
Well, thank you kindly. And Randy, that's about in line with what you predicted for that game. You like those Bulldogs today?
Yeah, I like the Bulldogs today by 15 to 20 points. I think it's not an easy win, but a pretty good win for Georgia. Right now, they're on the Tennessee 14 with a first down, up 14-3. So look for more of the same.
Well, Lobos got a TD, the payoff from the running back Nate Jones, who originally committed to UCLA, a California native. And a big scramble run by the quarterback Justin Holiday for 18 yards before Jones, the 24-yarder, to cap off a 9-play, 74-yard drive. Now the kick with the aid of the wind to the rear third of the end zone. Who do you have as the top 4 teams in America?
Well, I kind of sync up with the AP and not with the college football playoff people. I've got Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee, and Michigan, all undefeated. I just think Georgia, to me, is the best team in the country, but not by that much over Ohio State. I think Ohio State's the second best team in the country right now.
And do you think Alabama stepped back?
They're not as dominant as they were. They've got some awfully good players, but I think overall, especially in the backside of their defense, they're not as good as they have been.
Utah State going into the win. Nice play fake and a tip ball. Is that intercepted?
I think so.
Yes. It was off Vaughn's hands, and A.J. Odoms had it. And the officials are disagreeing. We are getting 2 different calls here. Now, he definitely did not bring it in. But the call coming near side said catch.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
Now, the wind is definitely affecting the flight of the ball going in this direction. Does it get? Yes, it does. See the black tire granules? That ball is on the ground right there. That's an incomplete. But regardless, the wind is affecting passes and kicks.
In a pronounced fashion going in this direction. Laga, another great sell. Pocket collapsing, and he is down. Sacked for a second time, a loss of 6. Bryce Santana in there. Randy, they had allowed 8 sacks in their first 7 games and gave up 6 last time out to Wyoming.
Yeah, right now, Rocky Long's defense has got Laga and this Utah State offense not confused. They're just not sure. And that's the heart and soul of this 3-3-5 that New Mexico likes to run. It looks like they're presenting you with opportunities, and that's when you should be suspicious, because usually that means there's blitz and stunts coming from somewhere, like this one.
Nearly turned over at the exchange and passed behind Justin McGriff. Could not latch onto it, incomplete. There was a flag down.
Roughing the quarterback, roughing the passer.
Rico Hanna was giving the pressure of the backfield there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 42. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That is on Deion Hunter, the starting middle linebacker.
Deion Hunter coming on the blitz, gets there a little bit late, and you saw that late shot. He's lucky they didn't get him for targeting, too, with that head down, hitting him where he hit him.
And remember, Lagat is coming out of concussion protocol. That's what sidelined him against Colorado State. Tyler, surrounded by Lobos, earns about the 37. He gets 3. A.J. Halsey at the first hit.
That's still within the zone of being optimum for the New Mexico defense. They want to get you 3rd and long, 3rd and medium is fine with them. You try a pass there and it's incomplete, they've got you right where they want you.
2nd and 7. Pressure comes, backside Lagat to Cobbs, who has to
that was low.
Dive down, incomplete. A.J. Odoms was there in coverage.
See, now we've already seen 3 or 4 passes now coming when they're going from left to right, throwing the ball across the field. The wind is kind of pushing the ball down. These quarterbacks look like they're throwing the target to the numbers, and by the time it gets to the receiver, it's almost at the feet.
3rd down and 7.
Almost kind of a downdraft effect, throwing the ball across this field.
Aggies just 1 of 6 on 3rd down. Play fake Lagat. Tucks. Doesn't have much of anywhere to run. It takes a hit going out of bounds. Escorted by Rico Hanna. Earns only 4. It'll be 4th and 3.
You look at a play like that and you say, well, he scrambled, he had to run. Look in this area. Try to find me a receiver. Where's Lagat supposed to go? There is nowhere to throw the ball. That is some excellent defense. There's 3-3-5. 5 on the backside, 3 linebackers, 3 rush. They blitzed 2, so that left them 5. That left them 6 in coverage.
It's a fake. Cottonley keeps it, and they convert on the fake punt. He converted on a pass against UNLV, and he stuns everyone by sprinting for 10 yards, and they're able to maintain the drive.
If you look at this play, everyone on the New Mexico side starts dropping. And when they start dropping, Cottonley looks up and says, well, this is a gift. This is a gimme. See, all the red and white is starting to just sprint to the right. They do that. Cottonley just said, I'll take that. That's an easy one.
So Lagat Company in Lobos territory at the 49. Play fake. Hammered as he throws. A long look. Twirling grab for Vaughn. Incomplete. Excellent coverage by Dante Martin, who got the start at corner.
Oh, kudos to Lagat to get that where he did. He dropped that one in there perfectly over the top. Now that's some hand fighting, and that's hand fighting both ways, so that's a good non-call.
That was Jarek Reed, apologies.
But good blitzes by by New Mexico has really kept this Utah State offense on its heels.
First run in a while for Tyler. Doesn't have much. Gets popped by Sayer Riley after 2. You've talked about the pressure that Rocky Long has sent the way of the line and Cooper Lagat. That's something that Anthony Tucker, OC for Utah State, spoke of. He said, there's no pattern. They try to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. They can't predict what's coming. Play fake on 3rd down. Pocket holds. Lagat takes off. And he's got the first down. Well, he earns 8. Ronald Wilson takes him out there.
Yeah, Cooper Lagat getting down. Good idea getting down. Substitution. Got him off bounds. Offsides.
Before the snap, New Mexico calls timeout. It's their second of the half. It'll be 30 seconds.
Yeah, Danny Gonzalez and company, John, had no choice there. Because Utah State didn't make substitutions. So if they don't substitute, if you substitute, it's at your peril. They were clearly got about 15 guys on the field.
I am a Republican.
Proud member of the Republican Party.
Registered as a Republican.
I would grade Mike Lee as failing with an F.
I would give Mike Lee a solid D- because he hasn't really gotten anything done.
It's a D. Absolutely a D. The special interests who give all that money to him, he's probably getting an A-.
But I'm just very disappointed the way he acts.
I have supported Mike Lee in the past, but I do not now.
Put Utah First PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Oh, I forgot I'm hosting brunch today. And of course, my fridge is empty. Okay, time to get some healthy brunch essentials delivered through Instacart, because I've got a million things to do before everyone shows up. Ooh, mimosas for hydration. Instacart coming through with so many healthy options. Brunch is in the bag. I mean, Prosecco comes from grapes, so it's technically a fruit. Get free delivery on your first order when you sign up today. Additional terms apply.
Twisted Tea fans love football, so we're surprising them with a Twisted Tea drop. We're kicking off game day with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Cold, refreshing, and goes down smooth with 5% alcohol. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5, which is helpful if you struggle with decision making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic.
Among my patients, I often see them have teeth sensitivity as well as gum issues. Does it worry me? Absolutely. Sensodyne sensitivity and gum gives us a dual action effect that really takes care of both our teeth sensitivity as well as our gum issues. There's no question it's something that I would recommend.
Brent Stover in New York. We told you the Dogs were knocking on the door again. Stetson Bennett fires back of the end zone. Great footwork and catch by Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint. Early second over on CBS. Georgia leads Tennessee 21-3, guys.
Well, thank you kindly. So the Bulldogs add another. Aggies trying to do the same. They trail going into a rough wind that's been unforgiving to passes that use the width of the field in particular. Edge blitz. Tyler pinballs off the first man. Second wave. That'll crash him to the 35. He gets 4.
That was a nice, patient 4-yard run, because when you saw that blitz start to crash his protective pocket of offensive line, looked like it was going to be a -2 run.
Tyler, nothing there. Bodies all around. And it has been a ferociously physical game with each defense rudely greeting ball carriers.
Yeah, I think especially this Lobo defense, the way that they're just their style. You talked about their unpredictability. One thing that's very, very predictable about their defense is they're going to knock the devil out of you, and they're going to do it every single play.
Brock Lane, the tight end, motioned out.
See, now you're thinking blitz, right? Especially coming from that defensive right over the left guard area, some sort of a twisting blitz.
3rd and 6. It's exactly what they bring. That pass is behind Brock Lane. He would have had the first down. Jarek Reed was in the area. Is that another wind-affected ball or pure timing?
I think it's timing. I think you see the blitz. You know you're not going to have much time. You're getting rid of it. I don't mind this at all. Go for it in this situation. I don't think you're afraid of the New Mexico offense necessarily and what they could do if you gave them the ball.
Lane in motion plus kicking into this wind would not be easy. With the snap coming at the 35, you'd be looking at a 52-yard field goal.
If you go back a couple yards, you could actually quick kick it. Trying to get him to jump.
And they do not.
Almost got him. Time violation.
Late game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And they send out the punter, Kotzenle.
Now you're sitting at home. You see this wind. It's ripping from right to left pretty good. Now something to concentrate. As you watch this punt, watch the red and white jerseys, the white jerseys specifically. If you see them drop, Kotzenle's already proven he'll rip that thing down and go ahead and run with it. There's a contrast.
Boots this ball inside of the 5. And the Aggies down it there. An excellent punt, outstanding coverage.
What do you think, John? Did he kick that, pooch it perfectly, or did the wind knock it down right at the right time?
Column A, column B, perhaps.
Answer, yes.
Aw, I love to have one of my own someday.
Thanks. She's 9 months. Say hi.
Oh, I was talking about your USAA bumper sticker. I tried everything to get a membership.
Yeah. My dad served in the Marines. He passed membership down to me. I'll pass it to her.
Wow. That's a lucky kid. Who's he?
That's Gronk.
Oh, the I'm Special guy.
USAA. It's for the military community and their families.
Make this worth your while, Peloton.
All the classes and endless motivation that fits your schedule to keep you coming back. Time.
Drive. Come on.
And time.
Keep it up.
And time again.
Almost there. Let's finish strong.
That's why 91% of households that join Peloton are still active 12 months later. Motivation that moves you. Rent the Peloton Bike or Bike Plus. Terms apply.
Some people like to talk into microphones. We prefer dropping them. The MDX Type S, a new era of premium performance.
No time to shop. Let's cart it. Farm fresh chicken, organic veggies, and that cab from Sonoma they like. When you're low on time and your in-laws have high standards, the world is your cart. Download the app and get free delivery on your first order.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5, which is helpful if you struggle with decision making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic.
College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. Some intense wins. 37-yard punt has pinned New Mexico down at its own 4-yard line. The Lobos have had success their last couple of possessions, a field goal make and a touchdown scored, snapped the long drought. But Justin Holiday is 2 of 7 passing. Their success has come on the ground, averaging more than 6 per carry.
Oh, he's had some good carries too, John.
But I wonder, 4:43 to go. I know clock stops on a first down in college football. Pass game is not there. Time could almost be a little tight if they're able to possess it and drive it in 2 to 4 yard increments.
Well, number one job for everyone that handles the ball for New Mexico right now, backed up like this, is squeeze the ball. And if you squeeze it with one hand, you can really squeeze it with 2. Get 2 hands on the ball. Do not put the ball in peril in this situation, because giving somebody a ball in this situation is guaranteeing 7 points for the other team. So get as tricky as you want to get, but make sure you're holding on to the ball while you're doing it.
Inside run for Jones. Man, he can drive, and he earns the first.
Nice job inside by James, 51, the right guard, and 67, Gutierrez. Gutierrez at left guard.
And Zach Vigil is subbed in at running back. We have seen Jones and Alexander rotate. And they get to the 20, a gain of 3. What have you seen out of the ground game from New Mexico?
Well, I think the offensive line has done a decent job blocking, but the runs from Holiday off passes, those have been the big runs. James has had some nice runs. He had one for a touchdown where he just squeaks inside the cone, the upright there. It's been a combination of defensive discipline or lack thereof for Utah State and good creative running by the quarterback.
2nd and 7, Holiday keeps it and gets dropped. Byron Vaughns and Max Alford combined to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, a little bit of an option play where you see where the defensive end wasn't attacking on that run. That's one of those mix-ups that they want to do against this young quarterback running this option, is make him think you can't give the ball. The defensive end's just sitting there. And then if you keep it, you got a linebacker and a defensive end to get on the quarterback like they just did.
Third and 9. They're 3 of 7 on third down today.
Showing blitz.
Play fake. Backside pressure. Steps into it. Caught! Wysong helped out of bounds. Coverage there from Dom Tatum. They get 14 and move the chains.
Nice job. Wind is sort of quartering from left to right. So it's almost aiding in this direction. Look at the difference in the ball being able to zip towards the receiver going this way compared to the other way where the ball's being knocked down out of the air. Good velocity in that ball by Holiday.
Just his third completion. Soft coverage shown by Utah State. Holiday changing things up. Under 2 minutes. Slings it out. Caught by Wysong. Ball free as Tatum makes the hit.
They're calling him down. Down by contact.
Gets 4.
Catch,
really on the field,
down,
catch
out.
With the runner down.
Really good call.
Second down.
That was a two-cheeker. He was clearly down.
The wind probably at its most intense. You could hear it through the microphone. Big blitz is on. Gets out of it. And Holiday's got the first. That'll stop the clock as they move the chains. 52 seconds. He earns 9.
Yeah, you mentioned the whole idea of this offense and how they're running the ball and, you know, not being a real passing team per se. They've used the pass effectively on this drive, and they are a running team. They're easily going to use the rest of this clock up on this drive, attempting to get more points out of this.
I wonder if they're going to have enough time without a big play. They need a big play, and there's a flag, and that could help them.
How about a big penalty?
That was Nyanwu in coverage with Cade Zimmerman, the freshman transfer from Division II, Black Hill State.
Pass interference. Defense number 23. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Ephraim Banda, the defensive coordinator of Utah State, referenced to us yesterday in a meeting that, you know, my corners, I want them to be physical. I want them to be hands-on. Well, that was really hands-on, and you're running through the receiver. The receiver has to have some sort of access to the ball. Had no access to the ball.
That was 22 on Nyanwu. Holiday flips it out to Wooden. He is down to the 40, no gain. Dom Tatum is there.
Clock's still running, 30 seconds.
They got one timeout.
No urgency. There should be urgency here.
And you got a shot to, I mean, heck, you could spike it if you absolutely needed to. You're wasting a lot of clock.
Yep.
Holiday launches left side, too long, incomplete, looking for Andrew Erickson. Coming up on the Ram Trucks Halftime Report, Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Houston Nutt. Going to break down this contest, get you caught up in all the other games around the country. Head your way on the Ram Halftime Report. So 10 seconds, one timeout, 3rd and 10 from the 40.
Probably 10 yards from reasonable field goal range. You got a timeout, so you get a completion here down to, you know, in the neighborhood of the first down marker.
New Mexico.
You try yourself a field goal.
It'll be 30 seconds.
So calling the timeout here, that means no timeouts left. So they've exhausted timeouts. Now they have the lead. This is a Lobo squad that has lost 8 straight conference games. Hasn't won in over a calendar year in league play. Now they do have 2 kickers. That includes George Steinkamp, 35, and Luke Drizwicki, 94. Steinkamp is their long man who handles kickoffs. When we spoke with New Mexico this week, Danny Gonzalez said that Steinkamp hit the crossbar on a 62-yard try in a 2-minute simulation in practice.
Well, this would be a simulated about 60-yard field goal where they currently are. Now they have no timeouts left. Better to be sure, I guess, and use a timeout than to just run a play and hope it works. This has got to be on the sideline. It's got to be short, and it's going to be a long field goal if you get a chance to do it.
Holiday with a blitz coming. Sideline, out of bounds goes Erickson. He earns 5. So now 6 seconds.
It'll be a 52-yard field goal from here.
And that is probably outside of Drzwicki's range, but it looks like Drzwicki is jogging on. Drzwicki, who has hit from 44, will attempt this field goal of indeed 52 yards. Now the wind is blowing right to left, but it's angling to the right. He'll have to overcompensate to his left. A 52-yarder.
Drive and get your hands up if you're up front.
Drzwicki's kick is no good. He misses wide right from 52. 1 second on the clock. It's a field goal difference.
But all things considered, New Mexico is leading this game right now. Remember where they got the ball back and this all started. A heck of a drive at the end of a half. It doesn't end up with points, but this team goes into the locker room at halftime. They've got to be pretty doggone confident. You know, that stuff is working. Now, I say stuff because a lot of it is ad-lib yards that they've gotten on big plays.
And you wonder if this wind continues throughout the day, has it been aiding New Mexico by stymieing the Aggie air game? Final play, a run. And Robert Briggs slowed shy of midfield. Danny Gonzalez and the Lobos on the road have the lead. That's the end of the first half. After the break, it's Brent Stover and the crew in our New York studios. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot.
Europe's most exciting title race continues.